this is Sue, the Soggy Stamper. This is a Sunday afternoon. I was not able to do my Friday Facebook Live because of work-related commitments. So I postponed it until today, and I am excited to show you a new card. Oh, you can already see a peek of it. Before I do, though, I want to show you, coming up in November is a special with a sneak peek of a product, stamp set and bundle, actually, that is going to be available in the January through July mini catalog. No, January through June, excuse me, mini catalog in 2023. Gosh, that sounds a long time away, 2023. I never thought we'd come to it. And this bundle is called Framed Florets. It includes the stamp set with all these beautiful flowers. It is a photopolymer set. I love that because you can see exactly where you're stamping. If you wanted to, you could even slightly curve your greetings. So it's includes that, and then it includes, for the holiday season, the Framed and Festive stamp set. This is a cling stamp set, and I'll be using this today because we're going to make a Christmas card. And what really is special, well, not just that, there's other things that are special about it, but it is this wonderful die set of ovals. Well, ovals are something that are a little bit hard sometimes to line up, at least for me. Might not be for you, but for me, they are. Because you have to get them, let me get this here. Because if you get them slightly crooked, and they're just a little hard to line up. For instance, is this and this the perpendicular, or is this and this? If I do it this way, this might be the perpendicular. Yeah, that looks pretty regular. But if I chose to do it this way, this one and the one across from it, now, no, it looks like, well, your crosswise ones might be crooked. So anyway, what I did was I marked on my die the perpendiculars, and the hearts do seem to be pretty much perpendicular. On this one, on this side, I had to go by, if you go by the holes for putting in, for punching out the thing, they're not quite, they aren't perpendicular. See how this just does not fit in there evenly. So, anyway, I made a mark and checked it against the grid. So this one, if I lined up the holes, it is not quite as even because of the thing. The other thing I discovered is that the hearts have a direction. Of course, they have a direction. And when I made this card, I had intended to have the narrow up here at the top. And when I got through die cutting it, I went, ooh, I want my hearts to be downward pointing. So you have to be aware of which direction your die is when you're cutting. Not a big problem, just a little thing that I discovered and was able to adjust. So the dies include 3 ovals, and then dies to cut out the flowers. This one for the leaves. This one is for an independent one. Won't cut out a stamp with that. That's extra. This one is an extra also. Don't believe it. Well, yeah, it will cut out that one. Okay. Pardon the dogs. They're out there barking their heads off. Sorry about that. They're just adding to the conversation. And then there's a die for the flowers and for the big arrangement here. So we'll be using this bundle to included in this collection are some swirly gold self-adhesive buttons, and the designer series paper is can be used for, there's a design for several different seasons. There's a floral one with a nice gingham check, evening evergreen. There's this one which has holly berries and holly leaves with blues. I'm not quite sure you would use this for Christmas, but it's there with a lovely pink die on the back. Here's a lovely flower one, and I believe some of the dies will cut out flowers on that. Here's another floral, and the reverse side of this one is a lovely green. Did I show you the reverse here? I don't think so. A more subtle thing. One with a little bit of leaves. I like this one with the berries and the things, and then just leaves and flowers. And then there's this one. This is the one that has that you can cut out certain of these flowers with the dies. And then a cheerful blue one on the back. So this is the bundle. You get this, and you get 2 stamp sets and the dies. And what's really cool about this is these dies are called Framed Floret Dies. And guess what? They go with framed florets. So we don't have to guess anymore which dies go with which stamp set, because they've named them the same. Yay, Stampin' Up! Okay, so that's coming up in November for purchasing, unless you're a demonstrator. And if you like to get things early, consider joining my team as a demonstrator, and you could order it right away. Okay, so we'll put those aside. Now the card today is this one. I've combined the stamp set. May this season be filled with peace and joy. I have used 2 of the dies, of the floral dies, Framed Florets Dies. I have used these 2. Something else I need to say about this one is it does not cut out anything except for the hearts. So to get this center cut out, you have to use this as well. So you put the 2 together like that, and you end up with this, which is a sheet of the distressed gold, which is a lovely, very lovely one. So this is distressed gold. Specialty paper. We have the cardstock, the card base, which is, yeah. Jerry! Oh, all of a sudden my mind's gone blank. Anyway, we've got this cherry cobbler cardstock, 8.5 by 5.5, and scored at 4 1/4. Or you could do it the other way, 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5.5. This time I chose to do it this way. And we put this down on with a little bit of snail. This is lighter weight paper, so you have to be a little gentler with it. Oh. Drives me crazy when I think I've got it straight and it isn't. Okay, so there's that part of it. Now I have already stamped on Whisper or basic white stock. I already stamped the greeting, and I cut it out with this die, which ended up with a white frame, which I can use on another card. And I'm going to just use this part. And I'm going to put it in to this into the circle, and I want it to be lined up properly with the frame, so I'm going to stick the frame back in here. Okay, this is the wrong side. Let's see if I can get it lined up really well. Because I want it to be so that the red background doesn't show. I guess that will do. Since this paper, since the paper is thin, well, actually, I have put it onto a piece of cardstock, so for a little bit of stiffening, so that it holds up better. So you could cut. Let's see. All right, I had to adhere it a bit to some cardstock. Actually, I think I cut the cardstock separately and glued them together to give it some stiffness. And then I'm going to put it on with Stampin' Dimensionals, and the minis will work well with this. Come on. Well, the paper came off. it on top, popped up. Like that. So we got that part done. Now for the holly leaves for here. I used a scrap, used some more of the gold paper. And since this is a fine detail, I wanted to use the adhesive sheets on the back because gluing it with multi-purpose liquid glue works fine, except that it gets sticky all over here. It's kind of messy for me when I do that. So I used this part of the die, and I've got the adhesive sheets on the back, and I placed it so that only the leaves part was on the adhesive sheet. Okay, so I've got to run this through the kind of like that. But there is a issue with this. The die goes using this die for the background, and it goes this way with only one edge having the things on it. And I want to have the other one hanging down too, but it goes a different direction. Here's the two that have been cut out. I want them to go like this and overlap like that. But if I cut two of these, they're going to both be pointy down here. So what I did was I turned it over and cut from the back side on one of them. So one's cut from the back side, and the other one was cut from the front side. That way you have a mirror image of the two. Same thing I did with this, and I'll show you how I did the second one. But I'm going to take this off. I've tried a variety of ways of doing this, and I tried cutting using this die. Where'd it go? Placing this die down like that to cut off this excess here, and invariably it cut a piece off of the gold because this die is slightly smaller than this one. So I went ahead and I'm going to put it down first, the gold onto the green. Okay, anytime. The take your pick tool is generally makes this a quick, easy process. But when you're filming, it doesn't do that all the time. There we go. So you just peel the paper backing off, like that. And you get the right green. And then you can position it down like that. Ugh, almost. Don't know if I can pull it back up. It's almost straight. It'll be close enough. Okay, now I take my paper snips and I trim off the excess of the gold, following along the back of the green. And then you have it like that. And that's so pretty. This is the green glimmer paper. In that packet, besides the green, you get gold glimmer, and you get vanilla. And this is the evening evergreen. Okay, so now for the next one, I'm going to cut it out and bring it in the big shot. Not the big shot. I'm going to bring in this mini Stampin' and Emboss machine. Get it out of the way for a minute here. And like I said, I'm going to put it on the edge. I'm going to cut this. Don't need that much. Put it down. Is this one flatter? Much better. These things do get warped, and you can turn them periodically and get them to flatten down. I'm going to use a piece of washi tape to hold it in place so it doesn't slip. Guard dog is on duty. Oh, wait. I need to do that from the other side, because I want the reverse. Almost goofed there. Go back and forth several times so that you get a real good deep cut, because the adhesive sheet on the back adds thickness to it. We're expecting cold weather tonight, and our tomato plants have pretty much stopped producing or ripening, so my husband's out in the garden picking the remaining tomatoes, which will ripen in the house. And the dog is barking because he's out there. Okay, I'm going to pick out the pieces. Normally this is nap time for the dogs. Well, we had a nap time earlier today. Our church has gone to a new worship schedule, and we're all done with church by 11:30, and we came home and sat down in our chairs and fell asleep. Okay, so now we'll put this onto here, like I did the other. I really love this adhesive sheet. I just wish I remembered to put it on more frequently. In advance, so that when I need it, it is ready. With these delicate ones, you have to be real careful because they're easy to tear. Okay, and we'll trim it off. That did not get lined up very well, but that's okay. I think that's the way I intended to do it. And there we have it. So I'm going to put the two together. And I'm going to overlap them about like this with some multi-purpose liquid glue for this. Go up there like so. And I am going to use a Stampin' Dimensional to hold that in place. Or it's scrap a Stampin' Dimensional because I hate to waste any of this. If you're like me, you use every little bit you can. Now I wanted to have, I looked at all the ribbons I had and decided that I wanted cherry cobbler, and I tried coloring a different ribbons because you can, okay, where'd it go? Because you can use Stampin' Blends to color all kinds of things. And I tried a gold one that was all metallic, and it did not color well. The metallic resisted the dye pretty thoroughly. So I used this, which is the gold satin-edged ribbon that's in the mini catalog. And it's so easy to do. You just brush along the edges, and you could probably, the sheer part you could probably color, but just brush along the edges, and if you're careful you don't even get it on the gold. You can just brush right up along the edge of it like that. See, I got some on the gold there. I should turn it around. Okay. And that's what you have to do. And the other side is beautifully colored. And now you have cherry cobbler ribbon. So I did that with this and made this bow. And I'm going to add that to the top as the final touch to my card. And I'm going to use a glue dot for this. Okay, glue dots, you're here. You were here. Where did you go? Yeah, right. I'm sure I had it over here. With a glue dot. And that's par for this session, I guess. Not being able to find the dogs barking and all of that. Not a very professional job today. That's okay. Nobody's perfect. Well, they're certainly not mine. Well, I'll try a little bit of tear and tape and see if that will work. This is an experiment. I haven't ever tried using tear and tape. But when your glue dots disappear on you, that right up here at the top. And there you have it. Last thing I would do, I think I might put a Stampin' Dimensional under there to help hold that down. Because to this time it's poking up a lot. There, that stands. That holds it better. So there you have it. On the inside, I put a 4 by 5 1/4 sheet of white paper in there, and you could perhaps stamp some holly berries from the stamp set. The holly berries in the corner. I think that's probably what I will do. But for now, here's your finished card. I thank you for watching. This is Sue, the Soggy Stamper. This is the Leaves of Holly bundle is my bundle of the month for October. And the bundle for November will be this new Framed Florets bundle. And if you buy the whole suite, the bundle of the month program, I will send you 5 tutorials to match, to go along with using the bundle. But if you were to buy the extra stamp set and the papers and stuff, I will give you 10 free tutorials for it. So that will be the November bundle of the month. This Leaves of Holly is the October one, and I will send you, if you purchase this from my website or from my online store, creationsbysue.stampinup.net, I will send you for free those 5 tutorials with this card, and I have made 2 other cards so far. Actually, this card with the bundle, and then I made this one with it's the Boughs of Holly Designer Series paper that I've been using, and this one with the gnome, and again the Boughs of Holly Designer Series paper. So buy the bundle. You have until the end of October. It's coming up. Just a little over a week now left in that special. If you have any questions, you can email me, sue@soggystamper.com. My blog is www.soggystamper.com, and this video will be up on my YouTube channel, even though it's not a very great video this time around, but I will put it up there so you can refer back to it. Thanks for watching, and have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. I'll see you next Friday at 3 o'clock. Have a good week. Bye-bye.